What we do here is go back.
Hello friends and welcome to my new video. It's the 2nd of January 2017. Isn't that crazy? I mean, time is passing by so fast, it's unbelievable. So I can still say Happy New Year to everyone. I already wrote some words in the Facebook group, and I was scrolling through my old videos and I recognized that it has been ages since I posted my last Krautrock update. Exactly 2 years ago. I posted it the day after New Year's Eve 2015. And yeah, I mean, of course I kept continuing collecting Krautrock records. It's still one of my favorite genres. I'm talking about German psychedelic music from the late 60s and early 70s, and this cosmic music is just, it opens your mind and it's so much fun to listen to. And as I said in the last video, of course it's a very expensive genre to collect, but there are great reissues, and to my mind it's this mixture of collecting reissues, originals, or later pressings, and yeah, that's what it's all about, and I can't wait to start, and I can tell you I have some heavy hitters this time. Let's go. Alright, so the first record, Organization, Tone Float. This is not a first pressing, this is an unofficial copy, and normally I would never buy stuff like that, but the original copy is selling for silly money. I tried to get it once on eBay and I was willing to pay some big money, and then when it hit the $300 mark, I said to myself, no, I'm out. And I managed to find this repressing for $10, and I said to myself, come on, I will probably never get an original, so why not getting this one? And I was really surprised by the sound quality. It's really solid. It's you can listen to it, and it's very good actually. And if you don't know this band, it's the band that existed before Kraftwerk was founded, and you have Ralf Hütter and also some weird other musicians, of course Florian Schneider-Esleben, but also some weird musicians that disappeared after they recorded only this one album. It was originally released on RCA, and yeah, this is some heavy, psyched out early Krautrock. And maybe you can see this little detail here. I have no idea how this thing is called, a pylon or something like that, but yeah, keep that in mind, because after they broke up they founded Kraftwerk, and yeah, the story went on. This is the first Kraftwerk, the debut album on Philips, and an essential masterpiece to my mind. This is some heavy tripped out Krautrock, and yeah, it was a tough listen for the first time, but I listened to it again and again, and yeah, it really opens up your mind. This is so good. And you would say, you know, I'm living in Germany, it would be easy to pick up a first pressing, but believe me, it's not. So I always wanted to add this to the collection, and couldn't manage to find a first pressing, so I went online, and yeah, you can see it. This is a Japanese pressing. Fantastic quality. I mean, the sound quality of this, it's funny, because normally I'm used to listen to German pressings when it comes to Krautrock or to reissues, but listening to a Japanese pressing of this record is, yeah, it's so much fun. I would love to compare it to an original, but this is so good. Be sure to check it out. Japanese pressing of the Kraftwerk debut album. And the story goes on. This is Kraftwerk's second album, also on Philips, and this is a German first pressing, gatefold copy in immaculate condition. I mean, take a look at the colors. This is so hard. It's almost impossible to get a snow white cover, and I'm so happy with this one. A friend of mine, Thomas, got this for me, and I was so happy. yeah, also great album. It's hard to say which I would prefer, but yeah, solid stuff. The second Kraftwerk album. Another recent addition. This is also has a crazy cover. This one is called Achim Reichel and the Machines, Die Grüne Reise, The Green Journey, and yeah, this is also a very trippy record. I mean, you put this on and this is a very long jam session, experimental. Yeah, he's just playing some synthesizers. I mean, it's called And the Machines for some reason, and you have something like a sequencer which is uplifting, and yeah, this is on Polydor, German first or second pressing of, it's a very early pressing. This was released in 1971. Achim Reichel and the Machines, Die Grüne Reise. Be sure to check it out, great one. Alright, let's come to Neu. Just a quick update. I have the reissue of this one, and I also have the Neu box set. But I could trade, this is an original copy on the Green Brain label, also a gatefold copy. I could trade this one, and this is also in fantastic condition. I mean, it's a bit yellow, but like I said, it's impossible to get a Snow White copy, but sounds fantastic, and I was really happy to add this original to the collection, the debut album of Neu. And I also managed to find a first pressing of the second Neu album, and sorry to repeat myself, but here is the Snow White cover. This is in strong. Actually, this was mint, and I knew the guy from where this one came from, and it was only played once or twice, he promised to me, and that's true. Original copy of the second Neu album. This is my favorite of their catalog, and an all-time favorite, Neu. Some more essential classics that I still missed. I added this one around a year ago. This is Can Etch Bamyazi, released I think also in 1971. Essential Can, probably my favorite album, and this is yeah, very early German pressing. Take a look at the label. It's the white label of Spoon Recordings, and this was probably released in the early 1970s, maybe 75, 76. And I was really happy to get that, because this was very cheap. I paid 20 bucks for this one, and then I checked Discogs and I recognized that it's actually selling way more expensive normally. So Can, also great album, classic cover art. Essential listen, no more, not more, not less. Let's continue with another reissue on the Ohr label. This is Birth Control, Operation, with the crazy cover art. This is also a gatefold, it opens up, and yeah, to my mind also an essential listen. Very organ-driven, progressive rock, very fast. Birth Control is a fantastic band. And actually all titles on the Ohr label, there aren't that much, around 20 I think. Actually all are worth listening to them, and this is also a favorite of mine, Birth Control, Operation. I also added some Eloy to the collection. This album is called Floating, it's on the Harvest label. This is a German first pressing, a great album. This is actually my favorite Eloy album. I listened to all of them, and yeah, great cover art. I love the mix of black and red, orange, yellowish. Fantastic album. Yeah, and what more can I say about it? Yeah, actually I need to spin this one again, because it's been some time already. Eloy, Floating. Some more psyched out, drugged out music by Guru. This one is called UFO. Also, you can see it right here on the Ohr label. Macht das Ohr auf, super stereo sound. This is also a reissue, solid quality. It's a gatefold, it opens up, and I mean, there's one track on it, the Lsd Marsh. This is insane, I can tell you. Such a heavy listen, and again, this opens your mind. This is so good. highly, if you don't know it, be sure to check it out. It's this kind of German psychedelic music. I don't know why it never made its way out of Europe or even out of Germany, but seen from today's point of view, these bands, they kicked ass, they really did. Guru. Up next, some acid folk, German acid folk music. This is Ihre Kinder, and this is a very interesting album on the Kuckuck label. I hope you can see it, because this one has a beautiful gimmick cover. This is actually real jeans, and there's also a reissue from this Greek label which reproduces this one, but I found this original for $10 and I couldn't leave it. I have to say the record, it's not in good condition, but I want to buy a later pressing that didn't has the jeans cover and just put it in this sleeve. Fantastic album, some psyched acid folk in German language, really cool. Up next, Frumpy. This is like a compilation, but it has some of their essential early classics like How the Gypsy Was Born, and their singer Inga Rumpf. She has such a beautiful voice and such a powerful, it's cool to hear such a powerful voice of a woman in rock music, and this was also on my want list for quite some time, and I managed to find a strong near mint copy, and it's just enjoyable to listen to their stuff, and I can highly recommend those compilations because they're quite easy to get, and they're a great way to get their music. And of course I also got the second one by Frumpy, and this is even better. And this is not a compilation, this is actually an entire album, it's just titled differently. And it also has How the Gypsy Was Born, and this is also full-length Krautrock progressive rock trip. Great album, and this was also released in the magical year of 1971. Another record on Ohr, this is Limbus 4 Mandalas, and this is actually a mixture of krautrock, free jazz, very experimental, and it quickly became one of my favorites of the label. Original pressings are really hard to get and they can be so expensive, and I was happy to find this one on Amazon. I know it's on the Or Today label, and I know that some people say that these reissues aren't that good, but to my mind they have a solid gatefold, not all of them but some of them, and they sound really good. I mean, what other choices do you have sometimes? And I picked this up for like 10 or 11 bucks, and I just had to get it, and it's so enjoyable to listen to. Limbus 4 Mandalas, one of the craziest krautrock records in my collection. Be sure to check it out. Another very crazy record. This is Lord Krishna von Goloka by Sergius Golovin or Golvin. This is like, I have problems describing that. I went to Michael Rother concert Neu last year, and before the concert there was an open discussion, and one of the musicians that is playing on this album, Jürgen Dolase, and also another guy, talked about this record, and they said it's like they came to the recording studio on a Friday, took some acid, and then started recording until Sunday, and that's how this record sounds like. This is a spiritual trip, a spiritual trip to outer space actually, and this is, just take a listen. Listen to the first few minutes and then let me know what you think about it. But be aware, this is some heavy shit, this is some serious heavy shit. Up next, a fantastic reissue, this is the Gaara album, Percussion Only. Self-titled, it was released in 1970 on United Artists Records, and this was just reissued by a company called PMG Audio. It's percussion only, very African style, has also a gatefold, it opens up, some nice tits on this one, and yeah, it's like there's a very famous German musician, Udo Lindenberg, playing drums on this one, which was quite surprising. And I was really happy to add this one to the collection because fantastic remaster. I don't know which source they used, but it sounds beautiful. Glossy, heavy gatefold cover, that's the way it should be. And yeah, that's a very, very good sounding, almost audiophile Krautrock kind of African record. Very cool. Up next, some more cosmic music. This is Ashna, New Age of Earth. One of the later albums, I think this was released in the late 70s, 1977 or something like that. And Ashna is such a great musician, and he's just continuing reissuing his back catalog, and especially the early albums, which are so hard to get and have never really been reissued, only one or two, might be coming available again. And this is also, I like this is more like an, yeah, new age music, very slow, but somehow it has this big space in it, and great album. I was really happy to add it. And when it comes to this kind of music, it's also really important to get clean and silent and good pressings, because otherwise it just would destroy the atmosphere. Ashna, New Age of Earth. Some more Eloy. This one is called Silent Cries and Mighty Echoes, also on the Harvest label. And I got this record as a present by my neighbor. Actually, he gave his entire record collection to me, and this was one of the records released in the late 70s. And when I listened to this one, I just had to think of Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. If you put this one on and listen to the first track, it's almost copied the first track of Pink Floyd, and this is very funny actually. And I also like that you can hear their German accent a little bit on this one, but to my mind I love that. That's so cool actually. And Eloy, great album. And this actually, the early stuff and this one are my favorites. I'm not the biggest fan of the other stuff, but yeah. Some more Frumpy. This one is called By the Way, and it was released on the Vertigo Swirl label. This is a spaceship copy, non-gatefold, but this is in fantastic condition, so I just had to get it. Another great album. Frumpy is one of my favorite bands of that era. If you don't know them, be sure to check them out. Fantastic group. Everything they did is awesome actually. This is a flea market pickup. This is called Fleming Bess Tanz der Götter, Dance of the Gods. And very interesting album because it's a mixture of this progressive krautrock and spoken word parts. They recorded this one at a very huge German broadcasting station in the late 70s, and it quickly became one of my favorites. Actually, this might be a bit more unknown, but be sure to check it out. It just has this kind of black cover and doesn't look so good actually, but surprisingly this is a very good album. Be sure to give it a listen. Another flea market pickup. This is Grobschnitt, Volle Molle. This is a live concert, and to be honest, I listened to this one the last time 2 years ago, so I don't remember how this one was. It's on Brain, and I need to give this one a new spin, but I was happy to add it to the Krautrock collection. Grobschnitt, Volle Molle. Wouldn't consider this as Krautrock, but I wanted to share it anyways. This is Kraftwerk, Die Menschmaschine. This also came from my neighbor's collection, and it's already my third copy in fantastic condition. And I just wanted to ask you, if you're living outside of Germany, I'm sure that when you're listening to Kraftwerk, you always have the English versions. So how do you feel about the German versions? Are they more interesting for you? Because actually, from my point of view, I can't imagine listening to Kraftwerk with English lyrics. So let me know. I would be really interested in that. Some more Kraftwerk Autobahn. This is my original German first pressing, but I also managed to get a UK second pressing with a different cover art on the Vertigo Spaceship label, and if you compare them, I have to say that I prefer the UK cover because to my mind this one looks much cooler. More acid German folk music. This is Bernd Witthüser, Lieder von Vampiren und Nonnen, which is a quite funny album title. Also on Ohr, this is a reissue on Think Progressive. Got this one for 10 bucks. And also very fantastic early German psychedelic trip. I already showed the box set of Witthüser and Westrup, and here are the single albums. I just got them because I wanted to have the cool cover arts. So this is Trips und Träume, and the other one is Der Jesuspilz. Also heaviest German acid folk, very cool. I also got some political German Krautrock music, also on Ohr. This is Flo de Cologne Rock Oper. They were really talking about social problems, and if you take a look at the time this stuff was recorded, they were really ahead of their time, and this is the classic late 60s German students protest time, and it's so interesting to listen to that. I got 2 copies of Fließband Baby's Beat Show, which is my favorite, I have to say. This one had a little seam split, and I could keep this one, so I got 2 copies. And yeah, also on Ohr, Mach das Ohr auf. Fantastic stuff. If you open this one up and read everything and all the little lines here, it's really interesting. Last but not least, some more political German rock music. I got 2 copies of Keine Macht für Niemand, which I found just for $1, and they both have the poster, and one is a first pressing, one is a later pressing, but stuff like that barely appears, so I just had to get those. To be honest, one of my best finds ever. And I also, of course, got their box set with the entire catalog, Tonsteine Scherben. Great box set, all of their albums, posters, a book, and if you're into German, or if you're into late 60s German political music, this is a must-have actually. Well friends, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and this is 22 minutes, 23 minutes, very long video. But I managed to find all of my finds, and yeah, I hope to be back soon, and I still got a shitload of new records to show, and yeah, stay tuned and see you next time. Bye bye.